And what are we here for? We're here for the first part of this two-part workshop called Anti-austerity but pro-what? And I quite like that. What are we for? Start with a nice philosophical question. What are we for? Because what this evening has come about and why we're here is as a result of lots of conversations and lots of people in lots of settings over a pretty long period of time. Conversations about austerity, how austerity fits with neoliberalism, as we put in the publicity of this event and spelled out on the bits of paper you all got when you came in. About how we explain to people what we stand for, actually explain to each other what is it as progressives we have in common, rather than indulging in the pettiness of the minor squabbles that we so often do. How do we ensure we're all pushing in the same direction?
So I know almost nothing about the topic tonight, but what I do know is how to help you discuss things, bring things together, begin to spot patterns in thinking. We're going to begin the process of having conversations and seeing what comes out of those conversations. I'm going to give you some clear process for that. And then towards the end of the evening, we'll look at where we've got to, and then we'll decide where we're going to go, as there's another event booked for this time next week.
Reflection, I thought maybe it's more interesting to say a few lessons I think that might be of use for you that we've learned about how to think about this kind of process. So firstly, be aware of who's in the room. Who is it that you're trying to unite? Who needs to be in the room? Who needs to actually not be in the room? And who needs to be in the room that maybe isn't in the room? You need to be really clear what it is you're trying to do and why. Understanding what you mean by principles. I think this is really important because we found to a lot of people, principles basically just means values, right? You're a principled person, you're someone who sticks to your principles. But in this kind of neoliberal account, the role of the principles, it's about, for me, the distinction between means and ends.
Our primary objective is about decentralising prosperity and economic power, which is just one part, I think, of the progressive alternative that we need. And decentralising it worldwide. It's not just about the West Midlands and Birmingham and so on. For me, this would be represented somewhere in our bullet points as a really important point. This is for reasons of justice and empowerment and equality, but it's also backed up by evidence of what works best. Evidence shows that trickle across works where trickle down just simply doesn't.
The point about the new right and Hayek and that lot, the kind of the gurus of the people who won, we live in a utopia. It's not our utopia. That's the problem. It's theirs, and it's theirs because they had the discipline to think really hard and to act really hard and not to give up and to keep going and keep persevering. If you think it's tough for us now, you want to be Friedrich von Hayek in 1948.
The idea is that you are going to have different views on things. That's the reason that we're here tonight, is that you are going to have different views. Allow the space for people to have different views. So you can clearly state what yours is, you can listen to someone else's. Both of those could be recorded down. We are not leading towards consensus right now. You're just having a chat.
We know what we're trying to achieve, that and that and that, and that people can understand that a bit more than if you're just talking about values. Wouldn't this be great? Okay, but how does that react with the real world?
Yeah, there is about personal responsibility, but it's personal responsibility with others.
A lot of around guardian of creation, actually we realised that we completely had different connotations with it. So even though we all spoke English, we all used what we thought was quite precise terms. Actually, it meant something completely different.
Different aspects, different perspectives. Yeah. But basically, the way the system operates.
What universal okay, put the environment.
And that one's come up as well. So
Did empowering come up? Empowerment.
What we were doing tonight is beginning to grow the social soil for us to grow something new in. That's what tonight was for, to compost rapidly the thoughts of this group so we've got something rich to grow in.